Hey everybody, welcome to more Binding of Isaac. So, just to give you a little insight to my life right now, I've done this intro before at the exact same time. It is currently, what is it? Let me just tab out and see my way. 5:43 a.m. New Year's Eve. I have not been able to sleep for a long time. My sleep schedule's been pretty screwed. I guess we'll play Eden. We unlocked him last game, maybe. Let's see what we start with. We start with 2 pills. Pretty fly. That's pretty awesome. 2 orbitals. Can you even believe it? Mom's bra and what stats? 2 attack, 1 health, 2 spirit hearts. It's not too bad. Oh, that's horrible. We got a pretty troll run. Yeah, this is pretty bad. If we, man, I can't even think of what could possibly improve us at right now. Oh man, this room is gonna suck. So what have you guys been up to? Just a few days ago, gee, I have no track of time right now. Like, oh, I really have no track of time. I'm gonna use Mom's bra. Sorry you had to see that, but I mean, this is just too annoying. I'm gonna use Pretty Flight. Oh, nope. I just recorded Outlast Whistleblower in one day with Cuddy, Kenny, and David. One day, horribly. It was actually pretty good. We had 2 microphones on, so we were able to record the entire series in stereo. So that should be interesting. Also, we had a face cam, so I don't know when they're coming out. They're definitely coming out after Outlast is complete. Oh, man, that room. How long did that room? That room was like a whole minute long. That's horrible. Ragman, great. My least favorite boss. Man, if he doesn't give us, like, I don't know, what's that item that gives attack speed? It's like the nail or something, like a nail or something or other. I don't even fucking care. We would have taken so much more damage if we didn't have if we didn't have those 2 pretty flies. That's actually pretty awesome, but unfortunately we traded a lot of attack speed for it. Hold on, give me a second. Excuse me. If you don't know how Eden works, I'm gonna use Pretty Fly for oh shit. Alright, if we died, whatever. I don't give a shit. Let's try this again. Fuck. Let's try this again. Can't use Eden. I swear I die every time on Eden. Like, I don't even last long. I don't last long at all. I'm gonna do an Eve run then. Forget about the first 3 minutes and 5 seconds of this recording. That's a nice item. I don't know how good it will be on Eve, but if we get Larry Jr., that should be really fun. Cupid's arrow is piercing shots, so our attacks travel through enemies. The true piercing shot would be like Ouija board and this. I'm gonna go ahead and take 1 more voluntary damage. Wiggle worm, that's cool, I guess. Not by this guy. He'll deal a whole heart of damage, so next room I'm gonna take a... Oh great. I'll come back for that, because I want the, damage me. I want the Whore Babylon. What horrible night to have a curse. I believe that's a reference to some video game. Castlevania 2 in particular, I think, where every other minute was just, what a horrible night to have a curse, or something like that. I'm gonna be really careful not to carry red hearts, or not to pick up red hearts, because I feel like that would really fuck us. Oh man, dude, I'm so tired. I shouldn't be recording right now. This is gonna be a very lethargic episode. I always have much to talk about in Binding of Isaac videos. Headless Horseman, this is an interesting enemy. He's pretty much like, okay, fuck off. He's pretty much like what's his name? That one that you always fight. War? No. Pestilence? No, that's a green one. Famine. Oh, okay, we died. You know what? I'm just gonna end it here. Welcome to, or thank you for joining us on our 5 minute and 5 5 minute Binding of Isaac playthrough. I already died twice. I mean, it's obviously not going to be a very fun time. I'm very tired, if you can't tell. You know, I was really looking forward to playing some Binding of Isaac after a long, stressful day. That's a lie. I spent all of today just sleeping. Like, I just can't. I have no motivation to do anything right now. I was just sleeping all day. Do you ever have those days where, like... Oh, fuck, sorry. Do you ever have those days where you're just, like, so fucking fed up with it and done that you can't even, like, bring yourself to get up out of bed? That was practically me today. Like, I didn't even want to get on the computer to edit videos. So, like, the channel just, like, has a whole 24 hours of no videos, which sucks. Because YouTube wants creators to pump out content like there's some magical machine that can just do whatever that they want. Yeah, I don't want to do anything. It's already like 1 minute and 30 seconds since I died in this game. This fucking stupid game. Oh my god. Like, on top of that, I think I'm getting sick. It's currently 5:53, New Year's Eve morning. What are you guys doing for New Year's? You know what, I'll upload this video today, like right after I finish talking. How have you guys been doing on your New Year's? What are you guys planning on doing today? Probably just gonna stay home, enjoy a glass of, I don't know, sparkling cider with the family, and eat some grapes, some delicious grapes. You know what the worst thing ever is? The worst thing ever is like when you're eating like some nice, cold, crisp grapes. Like you bite into that grape and it's just like an apple. Beautiful, beautiful grapes. And then you reach into that bag of grapes. You shove your hand into that bag. You grab one. And you know, as soon as you touch it, that it's going to be a bad time. But you pop it in your mouth anyway. And you bite down, and it is just the softest, mushiest piece of fruit that you have ever put in your mouth. I love I love the really black grapes, the ones that are like, cause like the really big like seeded grapes. I'm not a fan of the seeds, to be honest, in any fruit really, tangerines especially. But grapes though, when you just pop it in your mouth, and then I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, or it's just my grocery store, but the black grapes are always crisp. I never have a soft grape, especially if like I eat it the day that I buy it. Oh, you guys are imagining it right now, aren't you? Like a nice sunny day. It's warm, temperate. You know, not too hot, nowhere in the 90s. Maybe low 80s, high 70s, like 78 degrees. It's warm enough to like take off your shirt and just sit down outside, shirtless, pantsless, maybe in your boxers. You have the sweat but dripping down from your delicate face, down your 6-pack of abs, and you lay back in your sunbathing chair and pick up one of those trifold reflection sheets that they always have in those generic poolside movies and anime. You pull it up, let the sun reflect off your body. Your mouth is dry, crackling, almost like a desert. But you reach beside you, reach into that nice, cold bag of delicious, big, black grapes. You pop one in your mouth and you bite down, and the juice, the juiciness, the crispness, the coldness of that grape explodes in your mouth. And like, you feel yourself rejuvenating. And then you reach into that bag once more. You just absolutely tear off a whole chunk of grapes. And just pop them into your mouth like popcorn. That's really what grapes are, you know? Grapes are just like delicious, like little bits of popcorn, you know? They're like nature's popcorn, if you really, you know, think about it. It's like popcorn, but like healthy, you know? Because like popcorn, well, I guess popcorn isn't so bad, but if you're anyone like me and you go to the movies and they're like, sir, would you like butter on your popcorn? And you're just like, I'm always a slut for butter. And then they look at you, and then you look at them, and then you say, you lean in really close and next to their ear like this, and you say, extra butter, please. Extra butter. You know, I find that you know, if you just take popcorn and no butter, no salt, just the popcorn, it is the least satisfying healthy snack you could ever eat, right? Because it's like why would you even bother? Like, why would you even bother, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but in my opinion, popcorn should always be served in a giant bucket, a giant white and red bucket, not unlike like a peppermint cane, or like, you know, those lighthouses. I mean, I find that very few lighthouses are actually striped like candy canes, but why are lighthouses always depicted like that? Like, I've been to multiple lighthouses. I live in California, so there are lighthouses scattered across the shores, in various locations, and they're all tourist spots. Me and my family would sometimes go and just like go up and down California. One summer, I think I was 12, we had a little pamphlet, not a pamphlet, like a flip book, like a two-side, like just like a bifold little thing. And like, it would be like, you could buy stamps at each location, I think, and then you could put those stamps or stickers, whatever they were, in that book, and like, and like for every location you could like fill out. So it's like collectibles, like you collect all these places that you've been. We've been to, what does that sound? I don't know, because I live near the you know, never mind. Maybe that's too much. But man, yeah, lighthouses, they're really cool. But they're almost never like how they depict them in like cartoons, I guess. I guess that's really a running theme, huh? I think that's the second time I've said that this episode. Like, they're never how they are. Oh my gosh, I just realized is that the seed is really close to saying sip deck. You know, like S1PPDCEK. So it's like sip deck. Like sip deck. Sibe. Yeah, you know. Oh, tech decks. That's what it reminds me of. That's what the seed reminded me of. Did you guys ever collect those when you're in school? Like, I remember they're like tech decks. They're like mini skateboard things that you can play with your hand. I even learned when I was a kid. I was super swag. I was like super swag at the tech decks. I even had a tech decks shirt. And I could do ollies, and redos and wheelies. I guess that's pretty easy though. Wheelies and redos, or they undos. I don't know. I was never really into the whole skateboarding culture, I guess. But you know, I don't know. Some people are, some people aren't. I was never really into skateboards myself. When I was a kid, I owned a pair of, what are those? You know, the wheels on your heels? Heelys? Or the Heelys or wheelies? I think they're Heelys, and I felt so cool having Heelys. Like, I would used to ride up and down the ramp at school, because our school was kind of weird. We had like a portable bathroom, not porta potties, but they were like portable buildings. But they had toilets. Felt bad for the poor sap who had to clean those toilets, but like they ramped up, and I used to like heely down and up. Oh man, I remember my old elementary school. Is it elementary school? Yeah, my elementary school. The boys and the girls' bathroom were right next to each other, and we were playing basketball, and they're like the portable buildings are like right next to the basketball court. And I think one of the other like cool kids like picked up the basketball and threw it into the girls' room, and then they were like, "Dude, I dare you to walk into the girls' bathroom and get that basketball." And I was like, they questioned my masculinity. They were like, only a real man would go in there. And you know what? I challenged them. And I said, if real men do it, then why haven't you done it? And then they were like, because we challenged you first, so you go, wimp. And I was like, ain't no way. Like, mama didn't raise a coward. So I pulled up my pants, probably overalls. Not overalls, I never wore overalls. Just pulled up my denim jeans and my pulled down my cotton shirt, adjusted my spiky hair. I had short hair when I was a kid. Now I have like super long hair, but when I was a kid I had short hair, and I would like slick back my hair with the gel still in it from the morning, dried, of course, and rolled up my sleeves, cuffed my jeans, and like a man I walked into that girl's bathroom, looked for the ball, and retrieved it. And then after that, everyone knew. They knew me as the kid who walked into the girls' bathroom, and they always made fun of me for it. Well, that's fine. I was probably labeled a pervert, but that's fine too. I've always been kind of a pervert. Pretty much all my... Probably not in elementary school, certainly not now. But probably from like 6th grade to now, to where I am in life now. Pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much been my life. I don't know. Man, my childhood was... I had a pretty good childhood, you know. Let's see. Do I have any interesting stories when I was a kid? I do. One time, I had a crush when I was in elementary school. I had a crush on a girl, Courtney. Courtney. And I was talking to my friend Kevin about it. And imagine Kevin as like some like, okay, so my elementary school, middle school, and high school are all a part of the same same like, I don't know, company, I guess. Uh, they're separate from the school district, but it's like a really like it's like it's supposed to be like, you know, kind of for like privileged kids, I should say. But Kevin was like a like a like a country hick, and he was like some farmer's boy, and he was one of my friends, and I talked to him, and I was like, you know, I really like this girl. You know, what do you think I should do? And he talked to me for a little bit, and he said that I should tell her how I feel about her. And I said, okay, but how? So he was like, I don't know, man, do something romantic. So I tried doing what what I thought was appropriate at the time, as a kid. I took a $20 bill. Took a $20 bill. I looked up a tutorial on how to make a heart out of a dollar bill, and I used that $20 bill and made a tiny heart. And it was pretty dope and pretty adorable. I was a pretty cute kid. I don't know where I went wrong, but I was an adorable child. So I showed Kevin that the heart I made, and then he was like, "Hey, cool, man. Can I borrow that for a sec? Can I see it? Like, I want to inspect your craftsmanship." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem, bro." So I hand him over the paper heart, and he looks at it, turns it around, inspects it, and then he pockets it. And I say, "Hey, what are you doing, man?" And he was like, "You weren't planning on giving this to her, were you?" And I said, and he knew that I was gonna wimp out. And so I said, well, no, it was just, you know, it would have been nice, yeah, but I wasn't actually going to do it. And then he told me that he was going to do it, that he was going to give it to her and tell her how I felt about her. And I fought him for it, but he wouldn't give up. He wouldn't give it up. So I ran and hid. And he gave it to her, told her how I felt about her, and while I was hiding, one of my other friends said, "Hey man, Courtney's looking for you. She has something to say." And I was like, oh shit, like I thought I was screwed. So I ran, and she found me, and then she chased me, and I ran away. And then I hid in, eventually she chased me around a few portable buildings, and I ended up in that portable bathroom I was talking about before. And I hid in the bathroom, and I closed the door, and I locked it, turned off the lights, and I huddled, I guess. Huddled? I curled. That's a better word. I curled in a fetal position on the toilet. And she knocked on the door, and then she said that she really needed to talk to me. And then I stayed. And then she said, "Fine, jerk." And then she kept the $20. And then I never, ever talked to her again. So that's my story. A year later, 2 years later, no. Yeah, 2 years later, that was 4th grade. And then in 6th grade, I see her again. We lock eyes. Pretended nothing ever happened. You know, never talked. Still never talked. I never had her in another class. And then she moved schools in 8th grade when high school came. You know, that was something. I remember, man, I have a bad track history with girls. Never really panned out. None of them. Well, you know, that's fine. I mean, I don't know. Let's see, what else? Middle school was a train wreck. I don't really like thinking about it. Or high school, really. Most of high school, 3 years of it, were worthless trash. But let's see, elementary school was weird because that was kind of my transition from, it was like my transition from being a boy to a slightly adolescent boy. You know? Not quite. It was like the transition period between like, do I like girls? Girls are icky. Well, it's a transition to from girls are icky and I don't want to think about them ever, into like, do I like girls? But not like in the, am I a homosexual, a homosexual, more like, you know, maybe girls aren't so icky after all, you know, kind of like that weird transition. I remember I had a kind of a crush on this one girl, Monique. She was like short. She had like bob hair that, like, you know, like a bob cut, and a really nice face, you know, button nose. Breast size didn't really matter in middle school because nobody had breasts to think about. Some girls did later. That's beside the point. So I had a crush on her for like, a good 6 months. I was kind of a weird kid, and I asked one of my artist friends to draw me a picture of her, and she did. That was kind of weird. That was kind of a weird point in my life that I'd rather not go back to. But we went on a kayaking trip. I was with two of my friends, Garrett and Kevin, not the Kevin from the other story, different Kevin, and I think CJ. Don't know though, maybe not. And we went kayaking, and then for like, it was a field trip, Friday field trip, and we were having a blast of a time. Excuse me. But then, for some unforeseen reason, there was a horrible storm. Very, very strong winds. And while we were kayaking, luckily we were in like a lake, so there were no like rivers for us to, you know, get trapped in. But we were pushing. You see, imagine the camp where all the loans are given, being in the southeast, and the giant pool spanning multiple kilometers. Lake. Multiple kilometers. In the very southeast is the camp, and where we were stuck at is somewhere along the northwest hemisphere of this pond lake. And we were stuck there, and it was raining really, really hard. So like, water was starting, like, to the point where water was starting to pool at the bottom of our kayak, and we thought we were gonna drown, because the kayak would sink, until someone had to rescue us. But everyone was so far off, and we had no like calls to go get them. We had no cell phones. We had cell phones, but no towers anywhere nearby. We gave up. The wind was blowing against us. Eventually got rescued, but before that, my friends were gossiping, and one of them asked me if I was into anyone, and I was like, you know, Monique, yeah, totally into that right now. And nobody really expected that, because it's kind of a chubby nerd, kind of antisocial, kind of wore a jacket all the time for some reason. That was awkward. Kind of always wore a jacket. Like even during the summer, like it's kind of weird. But so I just screamed like at the top of my lungs, I love Monique, and then last name. I'm not gonna say last name, but multiple times, because I felt like I was going insane in that middle school kind of way, you know, all the built up frustration, the anger of being pushed against the waves, being cold and wet, and thinking that I'm gonna die and drown. All that calculated into this, and I was frustrated. So I screamed over and over that I loved Monique. So eventually we got rescued. The kayaking business owner hooked us on and then sailed us back to shore. Yeah, there were no teachers on our boat, just us three. On our kayak, I should say. To this day, I haven't gone kayaking or boating because, to be honest, I'm afraid. I don't really like kayaking or boating anymore. I'm Filipino, Filipino-Hawaiian, and I remember going boating with my dad in the Philippines. Took a trip there to visit family, but we were at the 100 Islands, and we were on a boat ride, and I was scared that I was going to that we were going to get swept away somehow, because that kayaking trip really scarred me. Like, I was super scared about dying, especially in a kind of, you know, storm related accident. I mean, when you're in a boat, like, or a plane, like, anything could happen to you. No, just a boat, really. There's no cameras like that a plane has, or like communication hubs like a plane has. On a boat, like a really basic boat, there's just a sail and a place for you to sit. Wow, I've been talking for like 20 minutes, 22 minutes. Good night. I'm gonna go to bed. What time is it now? Oh my god. If that was a 30-minute episode, it is currently 6:16. So I'm finally gonna go to sleep. Thank you for joining me on this podcasty episode of Binding of Isaac. Good night. I'm gonna go rest. Hopefully have some nice dreams. Sometimes I dream about the YouTube channel. I'm not going to turn this into another rant. I'm just going to say goodbye. Bye.